Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Terry Lee, pure visionary, psychic medium, and I am delighted to have SunPsychic Jean with me today. And this is the Psychic Triad -1. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I take that back. Terri Suzuki of Kigaru Spiritual Journeys is a very adventurous person, and she is now off in Japan enjoying some time doing some things that she just absolutely loves and fueling up. So she cannot be with us today, but delighted to have Jean with me and all of you out there in the chat. Jean, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great, thanks. And Cody Mitchell says psychic duo today.
Yes, psychic duo. Toi.
Yeah,
What have you
absolutely.
been up to, Jean? I hear you've been doing, like, a lot of in-person show, readings and work and
Yes, I had a couple of psychic fairs back to back. They're the biggest ones of the year in the fall in October. They draw the biggest crowd, and I do them in the spring and I do them in the summer and then the fall. But the fall seems to be really a huge turnout. And
yeah.
I met some amazing people. I met a
Exciting.
actual Arcturian,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, I know, and I was like, "Oh, really?" I was picking up Palladian. So I'm like, because I was asking my guides what's important. So I went like this. I said, "Is she Arcturian?" And it started swinging like crazy. I was like, I stand corrected. Oh my gosh. And she's like, "Yeah, I've learned that. I've had many people tell me that." And she connected with her
Exciting.
spirit guides. It was fascinating. You never know who you're going to meet. And these people, they don't really do uh social media. They're either not quite
Yeah.
in that age group or it's just not their thing. And but the people are just so lovely, so amazing
Yes.
and empathic. It's really I'm really grateful that I have that opportunity. Yeah.
Yes, that's beautiful, and we are in the middle of a great shift. We're right at the beginning, and I'm so excited about it, tell you. And there are many of us out there. Many of us. I just took a beautiful getaway. Oh my, oh my. It was amazing. My husband and I got to go camp on the banks of a river, fall colors everywhere, incredible sunset. I actually saw the comet. Um,
Wow.
yeah, it took me a while to figure out what it was. I'm like to my husband, "What is that? What is that?" And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, it's the comet. And it was just a brief viewing of it at sunset, but man, was it exciting. And, the area that we stayed in has a hot springs pool, so we were able to go and just enjoy, that good, wonderful feeling of being in nature. We met some incredible people, and, but it was a good getaway, and those getaways are important, and I find like I just got so fueled up on this getaway. It was amazing. And when I got back, I not only got downloads during this time, but when I got back, I felt so recharged. And the messages that have been coming in are so powerful. I'm going to be doing some recorded shows um, because I don't want to take up too much of your time today. But my message to you is it's most likely, all of you out there, that you are old souls and you have come here all, get this gave me chills. All of your lifetimes on planet Earth were lived to be here at this one point in time
Wow.
for humanity's awakening. Doesn't that give you chills?
That's
It just
profound.
it is, and it's like, that's what's happening, and, I'm going around bubbly and excited, and people are just like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm happy to tell them if they dare to ask, right? Well, let's get out there to the chat because I am just so pleased to have everyone here. And I do want to say that Sun Psychic Jean is multicasting, which means she is broadcasting this on her channel as well on YouTube and Facebook. So, welcome. We're happy to have you here. If you want to be communicating with the other members in the main chat, then you need to pop over and get into my page and talk, Terri, talk, and get into my chat on Pure Visionary Psychic Medium. And I see T. Lynn. Thank you. So wonderful to have you here again, Kim B. And Heyoka Twin 1111. I said I'd watch for you. I see you. You're going to have to enter your question again, but I am ready. I'm ready to answer that question today. And I've got beautiful SunPsychic Jane here to answer your question as well. And it's going to be a real treat to do that. Seashells. Excuse me, seashells. Andrea, JR, Ms. Sherlock. Ooh, I love it. Okay, just visiting. Welcome. Kim B, I've got your question. Ms. Sherlock, I've got your question. We're just going to go down and say hi. Hi, Cody, and thank you for that new name that we have today, the Psychic Duo. I love it. JR, got your question starred. Kayla, beautiful to see you, and thank you so much for joining us. Shannon, oh, we've got some powerful souls here today. Lark Kemper, Lark, good to see you. Andrea, I've got your question. And Sandra, I've got your question. Oh, we're loading up. Yay. Roberto Nita. Okay, got your question. And Seashells. Wow, this is going to be an exciting show today. Okay, Shannon, welcome. Got your question. Sarah, have your question. Jillian, have your question. Nature Girl, nice to see you again. Welcome. Good to have you. Jenny Berlin. Oh my, here we go. JR, he has a question you can answer right now while I'm starring questions, Jane. Yeah, JR wants to know, what's Arcturian mean?
Arcturians are a peaceful, advanced, and loving extraterrestrial race from the Arcturus star system. But it's hard for me to pronounce Arcturus, so I say Arcturus. I'm a little lazy and I say Arcturus, but it's Arcturus. ARCTUR. It's Arcturians. But she was a lovely lady and was really she was almost it was like a symbiotic reading, because every time I would give her some information that the spirit guides were saying, she would validate it for me and then teach me how to find this out myself, and like how she found it out and what I could do to find. And I was like, oh my gosh, oh my God. And then I would close my eyes and I would get some more and I would tell her a little bit more, and she would like it was like such a back and forth. It was a lovely experience. So
Wow.
mhm.
Yeah. There are so many things that are happening right now that we're all learning about from each other. It's amazing. Well, everyone, I'm so pleased to have you with us today. I want to explain how we're going to do these questions. I answer questions as spirit leads. Honestly, lots of times they'll lead me. I'll click a question even before I've read it. I try to do it that way because I want you all to understand that we're here for a purpose together. And I know you're excited to have your questions answered. And, that's why we like to come on often and read a lot for you all, because there's a lot of questions out there and it's exciting to get to read for you, for us. I always say it's like exploring outer space. It's wild and I love it. But I do follow spirit. And it's not like they come and say, these are the rules. I just learned them as I started to go along. They would say, this question's next. This question's next. This question's next. And oftentimes people will say, wow, many people will say, I learned from that question that you answered for someone else. That's the way it works. It's wilder than your wildest dreams, everyone. And I kid you not. It's true. And the energy that you guys have out there in the chat is lifting us up. We can feel it. And that is the truth. I'm not just saying that. So that's how we're going to do it. Now, I'm going to ask, I've got, my goodness, 20 questions on the board. We will not get to all those questions, but we will try to give and ask you your understanding that we need to give the message that needs to come through. We try to do mini readings, but we can't do slam, bam, that kind of thing. We can't. It's not what we are directed to do. Jean and I are very committed to go as spirit leads us. It's important to us. And it makes us better readers. So we hope you understand that. Now, I'm going to ask if you're here. If I'm guided to your question, I'm going to say, hey, are you here? In the live chat, say yes. If you had to go answer the door or feed your dogs or something like that, then I will keep your question on the board. If you come back in and say, hey, I think you called my name. I'm here. I'm back. I will read your question. And that happened in the last show I did. That question was meant to be read. And that's just kind of the way the universe works. It's all good. It's all good. So we're going to get started. You ready, Jane?
I am.
Good. Okay. I'm going over to the star questions and I am okay. I'm going to go to, we've got a lot of really great questions here. That is so cool. I'm going to start with seashells. Seashells asks, may I ask if there's an energy in my home that's not of my own energy? I ask because I feel it's the reason I'm waking up at night and also hearing footsteps in the home. I can see why you would want to know about that, seashells. We're going to be happy to read about that for you. Okay. Jean and I will tune in. And Jean, whenever you're ready.
Well, I've experienced this in my not this home, in the previous home where I lived, seashells, and let me check with my pendulum because the footsteps, from what I understand, are like an energy signature or like a um it's almost like it's not really a soul. It's sort of like an energetic signature or an energetic vibration coming through the house, and it's like a memory of that activity. This person must have come up and down those steps quite a lot. How old is your home? I'd like to find out, seashells. And I also say, is there? All right, let me. Is there another presence? Is there another soul that is in the house where Seashell lives? Yeah, there does seem to be. Is this soul the one she hears going up and down the steps? It is. You're right. It is another soul, and it is coming up and down the steps. Sorry for the light behind me. Um, sorry. Let me see. Is there another soul living in the house? Is there an incarnate soul in the house with seashells? Yes. Is this a benevolent soul that is in the house with seashells? Yes. Does this is this soul that is walking up and down the stairs? Did this soul live in this home before? It's going a little bit in a round, and I think it's did this soul that is in the house from is are they from the area from the yeah, I feel like it's from the land around you.
Yeah.
Is this soul, is seashells able to ask this soul to cross over successfully? Yes. If you want to, seashells, you're perfectly capable of assisting this soul to cross to the other side. Um, yep, yep. And trust your instincts. You say you feel it's a male and that you moved there 2 years ago. Yep, that sounds like what it might be. How about you, Terry?
Well, it's interesting. As I tuned in, seashells, I always tune in to the person who's asking the question, the soul's asking the question first. It's kind of a new thing I'm doing, and it really helps a lot. You are vibrating. How do I describe this? In a spiritual way. It's sort of like, um, some souls, they have this spiritual side of them that they are able to project in their daily life. And some just, they get busy, they get earthbound, we get our minds busy. You are a highly vibrating soul. So it's no wonder to me that you're picking these up. The other thing is I pick up that you have kind of you're more curious. The level of curiosity that you have is greater than the fear, which is great because, any of us at first, and I'll talk about this later, but any of us have had experiences like this. Some of them just wipe it from our minds, and others are a little curious about it. And then you learn more and more not to have fear. What I got is that this is a soul, and Jean's right, it's an energy that's there. This soul is not there really to disturb you, or I'm just hearing this soul's not asking anything from you. So let me just dig in a little deeper. I'm just hearing in my ear, I'm not asking anything. I'm feeling this is a soul who in the last lifetime was a woman. And this soul frequently, I feel like this soul is in sort of a transition. I don't think this soul's stuck. I think this soul has come forward, but also at the same time, okay. So what I'm hearing is it's sort of like a life review. I'm hearing that the soul is moving forward. This soul is learning, but this soul is having a very detailed experience in a life review where she was in this home. And as she's going through this, as her soul is reliving the emotions of what was going on at that time, she's coming in. Her energy is coming into the home. I don't think like there's what's the word? A specter? Is that the word for a ghost? Right? I don't feel that. I feel like she's over here, but she's going through these experiences as we do when we pass. We have a life review. And man, it must have been a whopper because it feels like either it wasn't too long ago or that it was such a huge life lesson that her soul had to learn and grow. That is what I'm getting. And I've never gotten anything like that before, but there you go. Both Jean has had some amazing experices.
And so have you, Terri Lee.
And so have I.
They're just a little bit different.
Well, and they're all different. And it's all a part of saying, we learn and we grow. Oh, I'm not just a body. Oh, I'm not just going to disappear when I die. Oh, wait. Wow. There's so many dimensions surrounding me right now. There's so many lifetimes and spirits. Like I said, it's wilder than your wildest dreams. I definitely feel there's nothing to fear. And actually, I learned to grow and I learned to expand my spiritual awareness after I began to have these experiences. So, seashells, as I said, I feel that you have that beautiful energy, and it might happen again. I always just say, if I'm trying to sleep or I'm not certain what's going on, I just say only the love and the light. Or I'll just say, please relocate. I'm trying to sleep. And it usually works. I believe they have to follow our request. I'm going to have a sip of tea. I found out I have a couple of things in common with Kamala Harris.
We're
both Libras. I think her birthday's on the 20th. Mine's the 21st. And we both have allergies.
Oh, wow.
When I heard that, I went, oh, well, I'm really sorry. And I'll pray that she gets better. But, made me feel a little better about my allergies.
Oh my gosh. I tell you, I know it's those leaves and the fall and the change and the trees. Is it like a tree allergy that comes in this time of year? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it can be pollen in the spring and in the fall. Spring and fall are my seasons. But as you can see, I'm wearing a sweater today because our low last night, we had 70 degrees one day and the low the next day was 27 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
27 degrees. Boom, winter's here. So, we learned that in the mountains. It happens. And so, yeah, the allergies came on really strong because there was so much flora out there that was still very much alive, and then the cold hit. So, all right. Well, seashells, thank you. That was a great question to start with. I loved it. Okay. And I'm going back. Okay. Okay. Heyoka. I promised Heyoka Wednesday on my
Yeah.
show. I couldn't get to her question. So we're going to answer her question today. I love the name Heyoka Twin 1111. Interestingly enough, I've been seeing a lot of 1111s, 111s lately. It's amazing. She asks, following meeting my twin flame, I'm going through the darkest knots I've ever had to go through, stuck in the void for months. Can I get some guidance from my guides or from her? Okay. We're happy to read this for you. Now, Heyoka, I'm pretty darn sure you're in the chat, but as the standard goes, please say, yes, I'm here. And we'd be happy to answer this question. Oh, hi. Heyoka says, I am a male. Okay. All right. Got it. That gives us a little more info. Okay. Here we go.
I'm just feeling that there's a change in your energy. I just feel like you're saying after meeting your twin flame. So with this, I feel like there was almost like a redirection or a new direction that you are almost changing course, and you were on a trajectory, and since this has occurred in your, it's almost like, cause and effect. And I feel like that your trajectory was one direction, and now it's been redirected. And
Mhm.
with this, it takes time to or it doesn't take time. There is no time. It just takes a moment to set up the next course. Perhaps, are you creating your own future, Heyoka? Are you creating and manifesting and like law of attraction and writing down your goals and working towards your goals on each day? Because I think that I feel sometimes when people say they're in a holding pattern or a stuckness, it's just a decision that we have yet to make, or a plan, or a desire that we have yet to choose. So, and I feel like with your title here that you know, you have this terminology. You may understand this terminology, but I feel like it's a redirected course, and there is input that is required from you in order to create the next step, a goal, a plan, a choice, a decision. Uh, we're co-creating. We're not just sitting back riding this ride and let it and seeing where it takes us. We co-create. They're asking you to make some decisions or make some choices. So how about you, Terry?
Wow, that's so right on, Jean. I love the psychic bounce. I jotted down while you were talking. Um, Often people misunderstand times when we go through either being stuck, or some people call it dark night of the soul. Um, it's just perhaps a sinking feeling that, and yet at the same time, I think it's a premonition that you have that your life is about to completely change. I felt just that revelation that your guides are encouraging you to ask to be given higher levels of consciousness. Now, this doesn't surprise me that you just met a twin flame and now this is happening. There's a thing, I don't know if you guys know about, quantum entanglement. There's also a thing about a spiritual entanglement. And boy, Are we entangled? I mean, we over all the lifetimes that we've lived. You're being asked to accept the fact that A, you are worthy of a revelation. I heard that. This revelation, this change that you're going through, you're worthy of this, and now it's time. And sometimes the darkness comes or feels like that because of uncertainty. But I assure you, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. And it's, you know, it's not because you're depressed. It's not because of this or that. It's because you're at the door. And all you need to do is say, guides, open my heart and my mind. I'm ready to receive a higher consciousness level. And then get excited. Because when you ask them like that, they answer in many ways, so many ways you can't deny it. So that is totally what I'm feeling for you now. And Jean's shaking her head. We're both getting that. We're both getting that vibration that this is correct and this is what's going on. So keep us posted. Come back. We want to hear what's going on. Thank you so much, Hayoka Twin, and thank you for coming back. I really appreciate that. Feel free to let us know how you felt about that reading. And I think I have failed to say that as we're doing these readings, we love to have validations. If you say, okay, he says, I do every day. Okay, well, good. That's where you're at. You're on the precipice. Get excited. Say how you feel. Say if you resonate. Say, ladies, you're out in left field. You can say that. We're happy. We're happy to have your reaction, and it really helps us out a lot. Okay, great. Here we go. Next question. Oh, okay. Sometimes I'm directed to questions, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what guys want this question asked by Jenny Berlin. Jenny Berlin asked, may I get a message from my mother-in-law, Lorraine? She was terrible to me. I don't understand. Okay. Okay, I'm going back into the live. For some reason, Jenny, I'm being led to ask, when did Lorraine pass? Don't ask me why. I just do what they say. But has it been some time since she's passed? Okay. I don't know about you, Jean, but I'm getting some pretty powerful soul vibrations. 20 years. Okay. Thank you. Don't ask me what that means. Maybe we'll find out later. I just got some very powerful vibrations of a soul being present, almost like you feel like there's many souls out there that might be stepping up to answer a question today, and someone's stepping up going, me, me. Lorraine, I feel like she wants to say to you that it only seems like a moment to me since I've been gone, and yet I came back home in a heartbeat. And I realize that it doesn't make much sense to you that in that heartbeat, I came back into love. There were many lessons I needed to learn in this lifetime. And in the passing, in the review, as I left, I felt the pain. I felt your pain. I felt your anger. I felt many people that I had hurt, disappointed, shamed, because inside there was a deep hole. She's showing me like this deep chasm. There was a deep hole inside me that I could not fill because the true nature was I hated myself. I did not like my life. And I felt like I deserved more, but I would get more. Unfortunately, I would feel stronger by hurting and pulling myself up, which never happened. Know this, that I felt it all, and I ask for your forgiveness. And know this, that as a soul now, I know the pattern and the path that we all had together in that lifetime on planet Earth that we designed from the beginning to help us learn and grow. And I honor you for the growth that you have given me. And I honor you for the beautiful soul that you are. Okay.
She said, yes, she did. Awful. When you said she hurt so many people.
Okay. All right. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't just
Mm-hmm.
directed at you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. There it is. I'll put that up.
Beautiful,
Whew.
Terri Lee. So she said, what I was picking up from her, she said, no one is good enough for her son. She said she thought you would take her son and
Oh,
his love, um, um, and that she was very insecure. She said it took a strong woman like you to hang in there and take over loving her son after her passing. She was insecure, she was frightened, and did not. I don't know if her husband was not in the picture or where her husband was, but she almost like had her son was almost a surrogate, and I don't mean this in a weird way. I just mean in the way that she would rely on him, like,
mm,
somebody to take care of her, somebody to drive her to the doctor, somebody to fix the water tank or something like this. Whatever it was, her son was like her surrogate husband, so to speak. And what does she say? She always said that to me, Jean. She said she always said that she thought that you would take her son's love away. Wow. And that he was alive. So the husband was alive, and she was not independent. But that's what she said. No one's good enough for her son, and she thought that by her son loving you so much, she felt threatened, and she didn't want anybody to take that away from her. So it was almost like you were always in competition. It was like, uh, you know, there's hopefully you didn't live under the same roof at any point in time, whether she came to live with you or you guys lived with her. But it was very territorial, and she saw her son as her surrogate. Not, and I don't, it's not weird way, just that she relied on him a lot. Um, yeah, that's what she said. Um, but she sees now as her soul that you were the strong one. You were the one who needed to be there, to hang in there and to persevere. And it would take a strong woman to love her son the way she would want somebody. Like, she can't believe how much you love her son and how much you took care of him. And she's over the moon how happy you two are together, or were together. Oh, you did live under the same roof. Something happened.
okay. Mm-hmm.
She was threatened at that. There was something in her that she could not. There was
It
something.
was that hole,
It was the what? The
that
hole?
hole that she just spoke about, that dark hole inside of her.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
yeah. that
And she
she
said,
couldn't
"I adored
tell.
him. I adore him." And there was something that she saw that she was threatened by when you were both under the same roof. There was some sort of competition, and she just could not. It's like she had to release the grip she had on her son, and she wasn't about to let him go. But she doesn't understand. If you love somebody, you let them go, and then they'll come back to you.
Yeah.
It's you can't hang on to the to that. But if her husband was in the picture, then it must have been her father that was not in the picture. There was something about her dependency on a male that she was hanging on for dear life. And it was not you. It was her own fear. It would any woman that would have come and stolen and taken her son's heart, she would have been, combated with. So I hope that makes sense. It was a really
Mhm.
good question, Jenny. And
Very
thank
good
you
question.
to your mother-in-law for coming through so clearly.
Yeah. It's a good lesson for all of us to understand that sometimes the people that we feel are so angry and mean, we think that they're powerful and that, they're evil and they're dark, but there's so much underneath those layers. There's so much going on in there. And I know, Jenny, you were sensitive and as kind as you possibly could be. And as she said, she was that way with a lot of people. So
She said that her mother-in-law's father died when she was 14.
that explains a lot then, that insecurity.
And
Yeah.
she transferred rel- that that security onto her son,
Mhm,
you know.
mhm. And that,
Uh,
when you think about it, you can understand how that would happen, you know? But as she explained, and I use this myself, remember, we're all entangled. Our lifetimes are entangled for a reason, and we're learning from each other. We're growing from each other. I mean, just the very fact that you reached out perhaps shows that you're in the process of solving this and resolving this so that your soul can now move on. Just saying. Aw, you're welcome, dear. It was an honor to read for you. Jenny Berlin says, "Thank you, ladies. I get it now. Many blessings. It taught me to be kind and loving to my kids' mates." Beautiful.
wow.
There you go. All right. Well, that was a beautiful question. We better get back to another question now. And thank you so very much. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Right. Different kinds of questions today. I like this. Cody Mitchell. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel for my corporate job? Lots of stress. I'm certainly, you're not alone in this, and we are happy to ask your guides about this. Get an answer to your question. Mm.
I think the energies of volatility are in different organizations, almost like the macrocosm is similar to the microcosm. And I feel that this energy, it could also be astrological or,
Mhm.
um, the way that the planets, I know there's a lot of big movements and changes in the planetary
Mhm.
lineup that could be causing that. I feel as though the corporations themselves are also being threatened, and all of this, the crap rolls downhill. So you're feeling it from the top. You're feeling it from
Ugh.
the shaky stability that these corporations are wondering about their how long they're able to be sustained in the way that they're doing their business, and they don't want to change. They like being the overlords and the people who reap all the benefits and pay their employees pennies, and they're worried that that's not going to be the case. And so this is a vibration or a frequency that's being handed down from manager to manager to department and so on. It's very difficult to be in a large corporation or a large, what is that industry? That we're going to be watching changes happen. So I feel as though it's up to you, Cody, to look at things and have a perspective and try and find your own light at the end of the tunnel, or your own, like, you know, it's not a wonderful environment, but maybe you can make your environment wonderful in the chaos. Like, I used to have, crystals all around my desk, and I had a big sun and a big moon in my office, and everybody would come in and they would say, "I just feel so relaxed in your office, Jean." And I'd be like, "Because I don't let no shit come in here." Like, I don't let them bad energies in here. They stay at the door. They stay out there. And there was a lot of commotion and stuff, but I wouldn't allow it in my space. So practice your boundaries, work on creating an environment in the area that is yours, and practice sending love and peace, intentions. Send it when you go home, or on your drive to work. Picture the building and the people, and just send peace and healing light to everybody. And have your surroundings, set your surroundings up so that you have boundaries and light filled energy around you. So protect yourself is what I say, Cody. And how about you, Terry Lee?
Well, oh, and I forgot to check to see if you were here, and now I see your comment. Cody says, "Oh, this is interesting. I'd rather be doing hypnosis full time, but it's just not there yet." Well, I I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can't see my notes here, but it says Cody energy. I tuned into your energy while Jane was speaking, and I got that you are a big thinker. That I wrote it down: big thinker and spiritual. So these are two things that I immediately got from your energy. Um, and then I started to shuffle the cards, and I apologize for the noise. I shuffled them while Jane was reading, and a card popped out of the deck. The cards blow my mind, everybody. I'm not kidding. So a card popped out of the deck. I have laid that on my keyboard. It's there now. And what I do, Cody, is I draw 3 cards. I give several meanings for each card. And then at the end, I ask the guys to tie it all together for the specific message for you. The card that popped out. This deck, by the way, is the Intuit deck. It has some different cards in it, which are really cool. This is the Waning Moon card. It is a card about gaining wisdom. And by the way, that we're headed into, I think, that waning moon phase, not too far from now. And this says the timing is in 3 to 4 weeks. You need to reevaluate your plans. That's what this card is about. It's also about having patience, and it's also about a feeling. Okay, so here's what the message the guides are giving me right now is you've been having this feeling that you've got this different destiny. And a lot of the stress that you're thinking is just because of the work demands is because of this different destiny that's now coming. I feel like it's a seed. I feel like it's just a seed. Let's see what the next card is. Wheel of Fortune. It's a decisive moment. It's this card is about life cycles. It's about good luck. It's a very good luck card. It's also about its time. So consider that good fortune, and it's also about change. So let's draw that third card. This is the Death card. Okay, I just love the cards. I love the way the guides, spirit, the angels, they all give us distinct messages. And sometimes, if I'd have told you this, you probably would have said, nah, whatever, lady. This is validation of what's coming out here. The Death card is about an end. It's about an abrupt change. It's about a new start. It's about breaking up if you're in a relationship. But it's also about endings and beginnings. Very, very powerful card. You're getting a very distinct message. I don't even know how much I need to ask the guides if there's anything we didn't get here, because it's pretty clear, Cody, that you are at this position in your life. Don't feel desperate about it. Let the guides know you're ready. Say, I'm ready. Help me evolve into this new position that will satisfy my destiny in this lifetime, my purpose. If you're feeling like you wish you could be doing more hypnotism, that is the sign. That's the nudge. Jane and I will testify to the nudge. You start to get that nudge. And I'm here to tell you, you're worthy and it will happen for you. Ask the guides to open the doors. Try not to stick to any specific way that it has to happen, but know that you were spoken to say that you're in the waning mood. Timing is 3 to 4 weeks. So keep your eyes peeled for messages that might come during that time. That you got some good luck coming your way. It's time for expansion, and it's your fate. And this old way is going to be over. So I'm happy for you.
Yep.
Keep us posted. This is a blessing, not a curse. And I believe the stress you're feeling is the energy is building up because the time is now. It's coming. Woo.
Yeah.
Okay. Let us know how you feel. Oh, there you go. Woot woot. Cody says, I love the cards. I love the cards too. It always amazes me. I mean, honestly, people, think about it.
That
Look at
was
this.
beautiful. That was
Look at
really
the size of this
beautiful.
deck. And what he was asking about, and it was boom, 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 all about destiny. Oh,
Right.
love that.
Right. That was beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you
And
so
they do.
much.
If they didn't make us uncomfortable, we would never leave. So my only other suggestion, Cody, is
Yes.
I would
Mhm.
open up your hypnosis schedule to full time. And if somebody books, just take the day off and start that way.
That's not bad at all.
Mhm.
That's not bad at all. And always, Susan Liv gave me this advice a long time ago. She said, do a reading for someone for free, and said, or do a hypnosis session for someone for free, and say, I would like you to recommend me to your friends or people that you think I might be able to benefit, and give them one for free, and then ask for recommendations. And then you'll get that little ball rolling and people to start talking about it. So I'm excited. That's great.
Mhm.
Okay, we're back to the start questions. Oh my gosh, we are rolling along here. Okay, like I said, I just jumped to where they say Cheryl Plant Lady. Guides are directing me to your question. Guidance from my guides, please. And very nice to see you. Okay.
I feel like they're telling you it's time to start there, Cheryl. Not sure if you were contemplating beginning some sort of healing or I don't there's some sort of a healing modality that is in your vicinity. I'm not sure if you're already a Reiki practitioner or some other kind of a healing practitioner. But I feel it's your time to start if you're not already started.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like there's family members that you're obligated to. I'm not sure if you have children or grandchildren that you're responsible for that may be taking up some of your time. It's almost like, you know, take a nap now. Grandma's got some work to do, like, and you go and you slay the world, something like this. There's something that you feel like it's
Yeah.
your time is coming, or that your time is close, is near. And I feel like you might have some responsibilities that are um, preventing you from moving forward momentarily. They're just It's all a matter of time for you, Cheryl. I feel like you do know you're in communication. It's I don't know if you were asking for validation for this, but this is what they just keep telling me. Your time is near, and this is for you to move forward and to express your soul's vibration, I guess I would say. How about you, Terry Lee?
It's so interesting. The first thing I heard from her guides, they took me, I tried to tune in, but they took me right to this and I heard it. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm feeling like you've been constricted. I don't know anything about your life. And they're just saying that you've been feeling constricted. Oh, okay. So they're reminding me right now of this. This is a card that, wow, this is pretty meaningful to me. It was a card that I drew once at this gathering. Everybody drew an oracle card, and the one I got said, "Don't dim your light to fit in." I've never forgotten that card. It was a big part of my beginning of my journey. And I feel like the message that the guides are coming through for you saying, don't hesitate to speak up. Don't hesitate to release obligation and organize so that you may have that time, and ask that you may have that time for your personal growth and your personal passion. Words are powerful. They want me to remind you that words are powerful. And often when we ask or when we speak up and say, I would like to organize this, very much what Jean got. I would like to organize this so that I have this time to pursue my passion and yet at the same time fulfill and serve you in a way that we can both have that joy of living our life's intentions. I just got chills on that one. There it is. Boy, that's pretty darn clear.
I do feel like it's bubbling up inside of you, Cheryl.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
listen to that, and they just want you to expand your awareness. That's what they're asking you to do.
yeah.
Expand. I feel like you're having what do they call it? Not downloads, but just some expansion going on. So let me know if that makes sense, Cheryl. And Cheryl might be just a few minutes behind. Sometimes,
Oh,
uh,
is
if
that
you
a
can refresh your live button. Um,
okay? Let me
yeah, I'm
do
not sure.
this and then I'll do that.
Well, I
Thank
mean,
you for
yeah,
pointing that out and then
you're
getting down to the bottom again. Did I miss one? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I knew she was here. I hope that you resonated with that. I really do. And I just want to thank you so much for allowing us to read for you today. We can relate, you know, we've been there. You got to take that step out and follow your joy. And not only that, but celebrate your joy is kind of what I'm hearing and feeling. Celebrate your joy in the activity that you enjoy and that is your service. It's an important thing, very important. Okay, well, I'm going back. Hey, everybody, I am just blown away at all the people and the questions that we have today. I wish I could ask and answer every single one. And if I could hold up, I certainly would. I just want to thank everybody who's come in. So I just wanted to stop for a minute. And Jean, do you have a little bit more time or I'll leave it up to you, dear,
yes,
because
absolutely. Yes,
okay, well,
we
let's
do.
take a couple more questions then. I'll pop on over into the start. And uh, I saw Shaughnessy, did you have a question? We'd be happy to answer that if I missed it. But thank you very much for supporting the channels. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, and I want to go, they're saying back to the top. Okay. Um, hmm, okay. Sorry, I'm being guided in. Um, there it is. It's so funny. You just kind of wait, and then it's like it's this one. It came.
Air traffic controller. I'm being
I
guided in.
you're like land here.
Oh, she went. Shaughnessy
Yep.
did say something about her trip to Colorado. So,
Oh,
um,
okay. Can you,
we'll
Jean, while I'm reading this, can you kind of see if you can find that for me? I missed it.
it's Yeah, I'll try and see if I can find the original one.
They're coming by pretty fast, I gotta say. Kim B, I do need to ask if you are here. Oh, she says, yay. All right. Kim B wants an Akashic reading. I've been told I was involved with healing in my past life. Could you tell me more? Thank you. Okay. Awesome. I love Akashic readings.
I found
Hmm.
it.
Thank you, dear. Were
We'll
you
do
able to
that next.
start or do I need to go
No,
start?
no, I have the time and we can do it next, right?
Okay. We'll take care of that next for you. Kim B.
Uh, ooh, an Akashic reading.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So, Kim, I'm not sure what somebody else was picking up, but there are many past lives. So, is one of Kim's past lives a healer? And you know, um, I'm getting a yes. Was one of Kim's past lives a like a medicine woman type of healer? I'm getting a little bit more of that. It's saying yes. And was one of Kim's past lives like a tribal doctor, like the doctor, a tribe doctor? Yes. I'm feeling it was similar to like a tribal doctor that was you were a community healer. I feel like you were, and what I'm picking up is like an indigenous kind of a tribe or community where
Mhm.
you would tend to the community and for the health, and you were also, I feel like you mixed some things that you would have to test. And it's not penicillin, but it's like you would mix some medicinal herbs and then you would test them on yourself because, you wouldn't give anything to anybody else that you didn't take or ingest yourself to see and make sure that it was safe. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm getting. How about you, Terry Lee?
Wow, I'm over here just writing like crazy. Yeah, I got some really cool stuff. Um, it was almost like a storyline when I tuned in, and the lifetime that propelled you into this, I didn't really get to see exactly who, what. I just heard that you experienced a tragic lifetime and some kind of either someone very close to you was was ill or a child was ill. I couldn't quite dial that in because it was honestly coming in very fast. That you had several lifetimes that were intertwined. And in fact, I'm going to say this now, your current lifetime is intertwined in this, of course. Um, but what they told me was that you therefore were propelled in your next lifetime to be the healer and and I hear herbalist, but you worked with herbs. And as Jean said, you experimented actually in a very scientific way to find ways to heal people. And you found things that were poisoning and dangerous to people. You were very useful in this lifetime, and you enjoyed it, and you felt like it was satisfying a lot of that previous trauma that happened in the lifetime before. Then they said you had the lifetime in the medieval times. The medieval times, I could see this woman in a long dress with those big sleeves, and you were a healer at that time as well, and you carried forward some of that knowledge. You were directed by the knowledge of a previous lifetime into discovering some major healings for people. And you started out small, they said, and then you became very, very well known as a healer. So this is a very strong thread through your Akashic records in your past life. And now what they're telling me, and I do not know what you do for a living, dear, but they're saying you are now a healer without being aware of it. And I'm getting the feeling from them that is a spiritual nature, but you may, in fact, and I'm looking at the live, uh, you may, in fact, okay, now that makes sense. Okay, so I see this. She's she feels connected to shamanic healing. The shamanic healing deals with things of the earth. That's the other thing. When I tuned in to your energy, I read barefoot. I always take off my shoes when I read, so my feet are planted firmly on the ground, and I definitely felt a Gaia vibration from you. I definitely did. So this is all tying into place. And as spirit's my witness, I really felt that in as I tuned into your energy. This is a very exciting journey that you are taking, and I feel like you are very powerful. And as they said, you are even healing people now without really knowing it. And you might want to ask him a little more about that. We could go into it with a reading, but that's what I got. What'd you think of that? Oh, okay. So she walks barefoot all the time. There you go. Connected to the earth. You know, it's amazing how we all support each other in different ways, and you can have a specific spiritual talent or power, but you can have many as well. So that ties into being a healer for sure. Oh, thank you. That was a real joy to read.
So
Okay,
I have a question for you, Terry Lee, while you're
yeah,
looking for 2:47 is the
thank you.
time of Shauna
Okay,
Saya's
my
question.
time.
Yeah, your time.
Okay, okay,
It was
mm,
4:47 my time,
okay.
2:47 your time.
Perfect. Thank you,
And
Jean. Appreciate your
I
help,
want to
dear.
know, under those bare feet, do you have a dirt floor or do you have a grounding mat that you put your feet on?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Many years
But it's a
ago,
wood floor, I'm sure, right? Like a wooden
well,
floor.
basically underneath a carpet.
Okay. Okay.
But
Just curious.
many years
I'm looking
ago,
at, yeah, I'm looking into a grounding mat, and they say when you're at your desk, put your feet on it.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I actually have grounding sheets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can buy grounding sheets. I learned a long time ago in a grounding meditation that someone taught me about how to send your energy down. And you just imagine you can be in a room and send that energy down. That's kind of part of my thing when I go do my dedication, and that's kind of part of my thing. I kick my shoes off. I have a little series of things I do. I light a candle and ask for enlightenment. I
That's
kick off my
cute.
shoes. I go to my little area where I dedicate things, and then I have a dedication prayer. There it. Oh no, I still haven't
My
finished.
thing is putting my hair on top of my head. And whenever you see me with my
So the
hair on top,
energy can get through faster, Jean, because your hair is so
when I
beautifully
put my
thick.
hair on a bun on the top of my head, you know I'm relaxed. It's time to
Um,
relax. Put the hair up.
there you go. I always tell people, do something physical. It
Uh-huh.
cements it. It really does. Just like when you're thinking negative thoughts, just
The
turn on
windshield
that
wiper.
windshield wiper. Every time it works. 247. There's a lot of questions in here.
At
Oh,
2:47?
I see
Yeah.
her at 247, but I don't see her question.
Um, it's right
Shauna
above it. It's right above it. It's like 2 above it.
Seashell.
There's Emily, T. Lynn, and then that's where Shauna Say is right above T. Lynn. 2:47.
Oh, no. How is
Between
that?
T. Lynn is above and T. Lynn is below.
I see T. Lynn. I'm not seeing that question. That's really oh, there it is. Thank you for being patient with me, everyone. But now you know our little secrets.
It's not easy, you guys. It's hard to see. It really
Oh,
is.
well, as
There's a
many
lot
people that
going
are
on.
are in the chat right now, it's exciting. Okay, so how will my trip to Colorado go for me next week? Will everyone play nice? I see why you're asking for a prediction on that. You want to prepare. It's good to see you again, dear, and we're happy to read for you. Okay.
They want you to let go of the outcomes, Shauna Say, because it is a very not volatile. It's a very strong manifestation time, and if we're worried about what might happen, it's you might be, no, you might be creating it, but you don't want to add any more energy to that, to the situation of what, you know, of the difficult energies. So you want to think of the highest outcome and try not to worry about it, let it go, and just remind yourself of how much enjoyment you're going to have, and focus on the positive, and keep your energy and your um, thoughts on that. We cannot uh, we cannot predict or control how other people think or behave. And the only thing that we can do is wish them enlightenment and love, and to meet them soul to soul. And whether or not they like to drink beer and smoke cigars, or whatever it is that they do, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't stand the smell of beer, and the cigars are just awful, and why do they behave like that? It's really it's I think I know that it'll be better than you anticipate. I know that your energy coming there will enlighten and soften the energy. And your thoughts, or the worst case scenario that you're worried about, is far worse than what could ever transpire. I
Mm.
think a lot of people are working on getting together and working together, and trying to focus on the similarities and not focus on the differences. So try and keep your energy up, and your thoughts on the the best outcome. And I feel as though you're excited to go to Colorado. I think you're excited to see these people, and or some of these people, and the other people. It's all going to be okay. And if they want to be snooty and say she doesn't drink beer like we do, it's okay. We cannot control that. We can only just send them love and light. But I understand your apprehension. But try and keep your thoughts on the higher vibration. How about you, Terry Lee?
Beautiful, beautiful, Jane. The first thing they brought to my mind, we just did a show with the Wisdom Circle with the Crone Zone. And the subject was the power of laughter, the power of joy, the power of comedy. And I just felt the energy from that show coming back into me when I tuned into your situation. The guys want you to know that you are ready for this, because you have now the spiritual power to see souls as they really are, to love souls as they really are. They said earlier, when I talked about that joyful laughter power, that it would be good for you to watch a lot of comedies before you go, which I thought was funny. But it does. If they're saying that when you expect, when you confine, when you define what has come from the past into your future, you're a powerful soul. So you're lining yourself up. What they're telling me, though, that this is going to be a time for you to remember in your life as being able to love people for who they truly are. And I'll inject this because this has helped me so much. There's people that are in my life. I'll just pick this one person in particular who tends to go on and on and on about themselves. Uh, you know, this poor person just doesn't realize that everybody's like, and sometimes like the last time we were supposed to join together, we saw him at the table by himself because nobody was sitting there. And but here's the thing: you gotta just love people for who they are, and use your talents and your joy in life. So take a little bit of it and have a little laugh inside. I don't think you want to laugh to their face, or maybe you do. Maybe if they say, "Oh, you don't drink beer," you go, "Ha, ha, ha. That's right. I don't." And then look a little crazy. Play with it. Just play with it and
Look a
have
little
fun.
crazy.
And just do that little crazy eye. That will
Oh my
help
God, that's so
everybody to
funny.
lighten up. That's the feeling, that's the message they gave me, but I got this too because I think they want a prediction for you. So
Yeah.
I shuffled the cards, and this is gonna go real fast, so here we go. I don't know which one. 7 of Cups. Oh, cups are about emotions. So it's about confusion. It can be about a wild imagination. Maybe that's what we were just talking about. It can also be about lacking focus. Okay, this is going to be what's going to happen, what you've been surrounded with, or you. And we'll ask the guys at the end of the reading. We've got seize the day, a Knight of Swords.
Mm.
This is it. Go into it excited, right? This is about being daring. This is about being witty, being funny, just like we talked about. Um, it's also it's also about a real, like almost like charging in, right? You're charging in. You're not afraid. You're not hesitant. You're like, here we go, right? Okay. And the next one is the High Priestess. Now, this is about the subconscious mind. I'm loving these cards. This is about inner knowing. This is about a higher self. You're going to connect to your higher self on this journey. You're going to connect to people in a higher way. You're going to tune into your intuition, and you're going to see them in a different way. And you're going to see yourself in a different way. And I getting the word from the guides that it's going to be a great freedom for you. A
Mm.
great freedom for you.
Mhm.
So there you go. That's the message. Um, you're going in, you're going to use your wild imagination because we're setting aside all that stuff you're expecting or could happen, right? Set that aside and use your imagination. What could happen? How could this go so amazingly differently that I'll never forget it in my whole lifetime? And I'll take a huge leap forward. I'll be like the Knight of Swords. I'm going to charge in. I'm going to be witty. I'm going to be daring. You know, there's going to be magical ways coming to you. And this is how it's going to happen. Look at this, the High Priestess, because you're going to connect with your higher self. You're going to know in that whole situation that your higher self is involved, and you're going to see people and feel people in a different way. I'm very excited for
Mhm.
you. Those are good
It's
cards.
brilliant, Terry Lee. I love that.
Oh my goodness. That was fun. Wow. Well, we're running out of time, everybody. Gosh. And I'm zipping down to the live comments. Oh, and Shaughnessy says, that is great. Well, there you go. Straight from your guides to you. I'm excited for you. And come back and let us know how it went.
Mhm.
We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. And everyone else, I just want you to know, and I'll restate again if you weren't here at the beginning of the show, how important this circle, the sacred circle that we're all in together, how we support each other, how we are here spiritually to uplift each other. I hope that if your question didn't get answered, that you benefited from some of the questions that were answered today. And maybe it's not relevant, but maybe you just feel better. Maybe you just feel a little lighter. Maybe you just feel a little more hopeful. And this is what we're all here to do and support each other. And I want to, thank you. Jill says, after the live, go to the replay, leave a comment or an emoji. Thank you, Jill. That's very thoughtful of you. It does help the progress of our channels. It helps us. I can't tell you after I've done a show and then the next morning I wake up and I'm having my coffee in bed because that's what I do, y'all. I have my coffee in bed and I look at my phone and there's a comment from somebody. Oh, wow. My heart just, beams with joy. It's so kind of you all to support us. And we're excited to support you. Jean, what do you got coming up next?
Yeah, I have a few on my schedule, and
Oh,
if I'll be
Oh,
with Ginger Faye Tarot later on this evening in about 30
nice.
minutes. So if you want to come back over to the SunPsychic Gene YouTube channel, I'll be doing a live with Ginger Faye, and we'll be doing card readings and psychic and mediumship readings. And tomorrow morning, I will be on with Akila B. Akila B is
Great.
just starting out on YouTube, but she is a practiced psychic medium, and she is
Cool.
phenomenal. She is a rising star. So we're trying to get
Awesome.
in some practice
She's
on the
good.
internet and practice on the YouTube and get her up and running. And she's just phenomenal. She knocks my socks off every time. So,
Cool.
but yeah, please do just if you want to when you do subscribe, you get notified of all of our live shows. And I'm on other people's shows on Sunday. I have Allie Heart and Soul Connected and a couple of more. So come on over and check it out. And anybody who's watching on Facebook or on my channel, please do come over to Pure Visionary Terri Lee on
Thank you, dear.
YouTube. Pure Visionary Psychic Medium is Terri Lee's YouTube channel. And please do come on over and subscribe and support Terri Lee. We
Thank
go
you.
on each other's channels we take turns driving, so to speak. So she did an amazing job driving today.
It's fun today.
It's
It's like a
not
roller
easy, you
coaster
guys.
ride. Well, thank you, Jean. And if I might add, I believe you're hosting next Friday for another duo.
Okay. Let me see.
Okay. Oh, she handled that well.
Yes, yes, yes. We'll be
Okay.
back with the Psychic Triad next week. It's because
Yeah,
we had to
we're
juggle
doing the
one.
double
Yeah.
whammy. Boom,
Hmm.
boom. Normally we go every other Friday, but we're going a boom, boom this month. Probably because we're all going to need it, I think.
I know.
But all right. Well, as I said, it's my birthday week next week. So, but I will be reading on Wednesday. That's October 23rd at 5 Eastern, 4 Central, 3 Mountain, and 2 Pacific. And that's just me flying solo, y'all. And then on that following Friday, I'll be with Jean. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. As I said, it's like exploring outer space, and it gets better and better and better every time. Every time. So those were amazing readings we had today. Jean, thank you so much. Just really appreciate it. Jane and I trained together. So those of you who don't know, thank you, Miss Nan. And thank you, Jean. I'm rocking it. I love birthdays because I'm still alive. Um, so I lost my train of thought now, but just celebrate yourselves. If I could say anything to you all out there, know that you're an old soul. You're very special. You're here for a purpose and a reason.
Hmm.
We all
Hmm.
support each other in different ways. And you all go out in your life and you support people and souls in so many ways. Start to celebrate yourself. It's so important. And it'll give you a joy that is you share it, you vibrate it, you radiate it. So remember that, if you will. And I'm going to end the show the way I always do because the guides told me it's so critically important to remind all of you that you are loved beyond measure. Don't forget that. And we'll be happy to read it for you next time.